I feel like PH offers great customer service for tenants, landlords, buyers and sellers, and I'm very much about that.
The class of the company, the structure and professionalism.
They are supportive and they want everyone to succeed.
Value their employees and give further training.
Transparency. Good recommendation from a close friend.
PH is a British company and I already had ties prior to coming here.
PH for me is due to the honesty, integrity and transparency all the way through the recruitment process and during your time with us.
PH is a great company. I saw the setup prior to coming. I had a great relationship with the management, so naturally to me it was a great place to be.
I like the work atmosphere.
Because I love the fact that they have integrity and they have a very successful sales team that I wanted to work with.
Fantastic to work for, and you're not just a number here.
I wanted to work with the best.
Established company, been here 10 years. Nick and Miles taking the company in a really good direction.
Because it's a small company and they work smart.
Personal, very good experience working here. Don't feel like a number, feel valued member of staff.
PH Real Estate was recommended to me by a number of people, and also it's a British company.
PH I was introduced to by a very close friend of mine.
PH Real Estate, they're an established company, been going for 10 years, a very close-knit team, and they do help you a lot with leads, which is very useful.
Family feel, love working with Nick and with Miles.
PH, because it's a British company, you can trust them to get the job done.
It's been recommended to me by a previous colleague.
Best broker firm in Dubai.
I've done sales in the UK and I thought this was the next progression, and so that's why I chose real estate in Dubai.
I wanted to be the person to help people find their perfect home.
Real estate, again, coming back to business, I wanted to test myself and compete.
Real estate's a challenge, something different every day, and you get uncapped wages.
Every day is different, every challenge is different, every deal is different.
Real estate, I've done it back in the UK for a number of years, so I just wanted to experience the international market.
I just want another job that would allow me to make more money and wear nice clean suits.
Real estate, you've got uncapped commissions, and you're very much your own boss.
Tax-free money.
Real estate, because the industry is booming out here, I wanted to be a part of it.
It's part of the sales game, and that's what I believe is the only place you actually get paid for what you're worth.
It was a different dimension to what I've done before, which is construction and management. So I just wanted to try something.
Equal success, so real estate is very much about that.
Wise man once told me that real estate might get sick but never dies.
Real estate is a kind of natural progression from the industry I was in before back home in the UK, so I thought it would be an industry I would enjoy.
I love the new interaction with new clients every single day.
Real estate, I love helping people find their dream home and move into it.
Blood, all my family have got something to do with property.
For the money.
For the challenge.
Got a passion for it.
I had a 13-year career in the UK doing real estate. I wanted to come to an international marketplace.
In terms of the top sales broker and top leasing broker, let's start with a couple of really big positives. The top leasing broker, Timmy, come up. Right, I'm going to stand here. I'm going to embarrass you for a minute. Not only did he put the highest number of money on the board, okay, he did it with 11 transactions, or 10.5, but the reality is he did his job successfully 11 times. 11 times throughout October, he received a tenant and he matched it with a property. We don't need to confuse it any more than that. I'm not going to talk about landlord fees or any of these things. I'm not talking even about money. I'm not talking about revenue. I'm talking about the number of times he did his job properly in October, and that number was 11.
It's really hard to say. Investors are completely different to an end user. An investor wants to look at the facts, the figures, the net ROI. Where with an end user, it's amazing, you know, where we take the family around, we come to the property, we feel, we touch it. And that's the great thing about dealing with an end user. I've been in sales since I was 17 years old, so for many years now I've been doing this job. The reason I like being in sales is because, you know, you take a buyer from any sort, if it's in real estate, if it's on the telephone, if it's in selling holiday homes, you take them from the start of the process to the end of the process. And you know, you take real pride from taking someone from the very start, taking them to the very end. And in terms of real estate, it's nice to you know, take someone to the end of the process when it's probably going to be one of the biggest purchases someone will ever make in their lifetime. My name's Chris, and we're currently in EMAR 6, which in my opinion is the trophy asset real estate, probably the best real estate money can buy. I picked Dubai Marina personally because I think it's the best. Here and the Palm, I would say my personal recommendations. It's good for end user, as you can see, having a view like that and waking up every single morning is pretty nice. And in terms of investors, it's got great capital growth and great ROIs in terms of return on investment. But as you can see out there, it's certainly you will not get bored of that, which I don't think some of the areas in Dubai has to offer, apart from the Palm, which is obviously fantastic. Everyone around the world knows the Palm Jumeirah. So the reason I chose PH Real Estate was because of the infrastructure that they've built, in terms of the marketing strategies, in terms of everything they do. You know, it's not a big company, so you certainly don't feel like a number there. You know, the CEO, the managing director, everyone knows you by name. And you know, like I say, you're not just a number, which is a big thing for me. It's more of a personal touch. And I think that reflects on us when we're dealing with our clients. We can also give that, and we're happy, you know, a good environment, with different agents as well. So yeah, that's definitely the reason why I chose PH Real Estate. Everyone talks about the doom and gloom over Dubai property market, which in my opinion, I think it's absolutely rubbish. People are still buying in Dubai Marina like never before. People are still renting in Dubai Marina like never before. There's always things that happen in the world, political, that no one can ever change. And that doesn't really have a massive effect on the property market. The prices have came down, you know, there's no doubt about that. But in my opinion, it's a good thing, because people can now buy properties that they could have never afford a few years ago.
Who do I prefer working with, end users or investors? As a real estate agent, I obviously work with both, but I do really enjoy working with an end user. I love the process of trying to find someone the perfect home, and I enjoy exploring all the different layouts that Old Town has to offer. What attracts an end user to Old Town? Location, of course, just over the road from the Dubai Mall, in the heart of downtown, and the community. Old Town really does have its own unique feel. one bad experience working in Old Town. A very good experience of mine was a lady called Mrs. Jones. We viewed 36 apartments, believe it or not. I think it's the most apartments I've ever showed to one person. 36, took over the period of 9 months, and then eventually she signed and she's lived in the apartment ever since. So that was probably the best and the most rewarding experience I've had working in Old Town. The worst one, probably the height of the summer. I remember it being 52 degrees, wearing a suit, tie and a waistcoat, absolutely dying, falling apart, trying to go from viewing to viewing, and it was absolutely horrible. So definitely the heat has to be my worst experience. Hi guys, welcome to Old Town. I've specialised in Old Town now for 3, coming on 4 years. The reason I chose to work in this specific area is it's just so unique. Unlike the rest of downtown, which is all high-rise buildings and hustle and bustle, Old Town is so quiet. It's the only low-rise development, and you get wonderful community views like where we're standing now.
My name is Marino Duque. I'm from a small town in southeast England called Colchester in Essex, but I landed in Dubai June 14th, 2014. Actually, June 6th, 2014. I came to Dubai, so we're talking going on 4.5 years now. With PH Real Estate, I've been working for them coming up 4 years. So the majority of the time that I've been in Dubai, I've worked for PH Real Estate.
Girl who's now my wife, Nat. Fast forward 5 years, she was offered a job working in a place called Dubai. I, at the time, actually thought Dubai was a country. I was pretty ignorant to the Middle East back then. So we moved out to Dubai. She got picked up on a 12-month contract. Getting me out of Sydney was a pretty tough gig. We had a pretty good thing going there. We lived down at Bondi Beach. We'd get the train into the city. You do your thing during the day and you go for a surf at the end of the day. It was a pretty good lifestyle. And then we moved to Dubai in January 2008, which is just as the global financial crash started. And that was a pretty tough gig. Late 20s, I think I kind of had an epiphany. I thought if I stay doing what I'm doing at the moment, this is my life mapped out ad infinitum. I'm going to be this guy for the rest of my life. Booked a one-way ticket. It's supposed to be a 2-year round the world trip. First stop was Sydney. Somehow I found myself back in a suit, back in a boardroom within about 6 months. And that's when I started in commercial real estate. Now that was a huge eye-opener. Living and working in Sydney CBD, the central business district, working in commercial property, working in these huge 30, 40, 50 story grade A waterfront offices. That was a huge eye-opener. That's kind of when I thought, okay, there's more now to real estate. My name's Nick Grassick. I'm from Birmingham in the UK. Our school was very structured. It was a strict Roman Catholic school. I then went to college, and I was quite an arty person back in the day. I wanted to be a set designer, so I was studying fine art, theatre studies, and then a little bit of English literature thrown in just for good measure. University was studying fine art, and I think it was about 12, maybe 18 months into it, I suddenly realised that this might not be the thing for me. I was working part-time, weekends, in a sales job, earning some pretty okay cash for a 17, 18-year-old kid back then. So at that point I thought, okay, let's try something different. Much to the dismay of my parents at the time, I dropped out of uni and went and looked for a full-time sales role. And that's kind of where I fell into. I don't think anybody ever wakes up one morning and says, I want to sell houses for the rest of my life. So I kind of fell into real estate at that point. And the only criteria for me back then for looking for a full-time job is that I wanted something that was ideally going to give me a company car, preferably a mobile phone, but essentially a business card. So when I first got into agency, I was working for a corporate real estate agent. It was actually the UK's largest estate agent, and that was a pretty good place to start. I started working there, as I say, 18, 19. By the time that I was early 20s, I'd been promoted to the branch manager. By the time that I got to around about 24, I got a further promotion to a senior branch manager. Who in their right mind would give a 24-year-old the reins to a business that has 14 people? I have no idea, but I'm talking of the 90s now, it goes back quite a while, so I think things may have been different back then.
Sales team, we did really well. We always do top sales broker, top leasing broker, support staff. The person that we really wanted to give some credit to was Hannah. So well done to all those people. Guys, can we have a round of applause, please? That's their biggest deal. But we can do a double round of applause for the top sales broker of the month. Which is funny. Come on up. Any speeches or wise words? We are taking 6 of our guys over to Thailand. It will be messy, it will be fun, and it's literally geared upon results. The top sales broker against a target will get 20 bonus points to go towards the title. Second place will get 10 points, and another 5-point bonus for the third place. So whoever gets bronze, you're also getting 5 points to go towards coming across to an all-inclusive, all-expenses paid trip to sunny Thailand. So hopefully that should be a bit of a motivator for you. And I'm really excited about October. You know, there's a couple of new faces here. We really are looking about quality over quantity. We're massively keeping our side of the bargain, and we're really reinvesting in the business.